It's Big Ranch Show weekend. What do you think, buddy? So I'm on my way, or we, Larry and I, are on our way up north this weekend to a big ranch show extravaganza that we are going to the Jack of all trades big money show. So this is actually a big pointed ranch show that they're actually giving away prize money, awards, everything like that. We've never been to this before, so I'm curious to see how it goes. It's a 2-day show. Today's Saturday. They do not let us get there before noon, which is slightly annoying since it's Labor Day weekend. But we are heading up there, and it's just Larry and I this weekend. Mike's staying home to deal with the farm because next weekend we have a 3-day show for barrel racing. So he's staying home this weekend to deal with stuff around the farm. That way next weekend we don't have to worry about it. But it's just Larry and I this weekend. I left Reba home as well just because I don't know how this place is set up. And it's kind of hard with her when I'm at ranch shows if Mike is not there. Barrel racing, I'm on Boo for like a half hour or so before I run. Like, she can hang out the trailer and everything. But so the way some of these shows work, especially these full slates, like I'm really on him for a long time, so it's just not as fair to her, especially since we don't have a living quarters trailer yet. So everything is, I just sleep in my tack room with a inflatable bed, which I can show you guys kind of how we do our setups if anyone's curious. But it's just Larry and I this weekend. We have a 3-hour drive up there. I'm hoping we don't hit a lot of traffic because it's Labor Day weekend, and I'm taking a longer route because I don't like going through tunnels with horses. I just don't like them breathing in the fumes, and God forbid to hit traffic. I just don't want them sitting in there. So I am taking the long way around, going over the Bay Bridge instead to go up north through that direction. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, again, it's a smooth sailing ride. There's some people coming here. It's going to be nice. We're going to kind of get together this afternoon before we show. Do a little cookout. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Today we do our 2 trail classes. We're doing both. We only do open. So we have the open trail this afternoon. It starts at 6. So it's gonna be kind of a later night. And then tomorrow it's the rest of our ranch classes. So it starts at 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So it'll be fun. I've only done one away show with Larry, which was the Kyle Championships 2 years ago now. And he was good then, so we'll see how it goes. Always my hardest part is tacking him up because he's so big. And if you guys were around for when I was at Kyle, I was competing with a severe liver laceration that had me hospitalized a couple weeks before going there. So I actually couldn't lift up my saddle, so Mike had to tack him up for me. So I'm going to get creative this weekend to tack him up and whatnot. But we'll see how it goes, and we'll see you guys once we get to New Jersey then. Hi, baby.
All right, 263.
Here, buddy. Look. What do you think? Yeah, I gotta get your stuff.
Beginning with entry number 3, 1-1, empezando con el ejemplar número 311. A la tabla de resonancia en una sola dirección. Y alíñase, por favor.
So we're here, and there is a Paso Fino show going on also, which is very interesting. It's very loud here, but I got to go see some Larry. We're about to go get a bath. settle in a little bit. He's been munching away in his hay and chilling. Got to get sudsed up and clean and go hang out for a little bit before we have to start getting ready. I guess we don't do anything until this Paso show's done anyway, so. Looking from our fan. Winking buddy. Yeah. So it is 9:15. We're just finishing up with the open trail. We got 7th. Pretty ribbons. Larry is done. He's tired. It was a long day. He did good, but he hopped into the lope getting our left lead, which was and then he made him break in his lope poles. They got back for a stop and everything, and then he hit the backup poles because he just wasn't paying attention or not really wanting to listen. So that's how that went. Our walk trot trail is actually really, really nice, but we didn't pin. They were big classes, about 12 in each class. So that's how we finished in those. Medium buddy. So we are homeward bound, and the thing that's terrible about these away shows that I'm by myself is that it's really hard to get videos. I try to get what I can, but for the most part, I don't even have my phone on me when I'm competing, since I have no one to hold it, etc., etc. So I really have nothing to show from today besides when Larry and I were walking around. But today was a day. This whole show was a day. And the thing with this vlog, I try to be very honest about stuff and everything like that. And this show was definitely a very big, if you have a rainer, you're going to do good type of thing. I was even discussing with some other people that were there and stuff, and some of the placings were kind of just questionable. And again, that's part of ranch riding, going to these classes, right? You get judged, and it's all about the judge's discretion. You can have the best ride of your life, and it doesn't really, really matter. But, so yeah, so today we didn't place in the halter. There was like 15 of us. Not surprised. Larry's the big boy. When there's classes that big, you either love us or they hate us. So we didn't pin in that. Our walk jog on the rail, I forget where we placed. We pinned. I want to say it was 7th. We could not break out of the middle of the pack today. We were like basically 5th, 6th, or 7th out of 13. We could not get out of that spot. So the walk jog, again, Larry did really good. And I will say, his big thing on the rail class, when they asked for the extended walk, it's hard. Because his normal walk is like molasses. So when we were walking, I am already trying to get him to walk forward like he should. He likes to go in there and just mosey. So I'm trying to already do a marching walk. So when they ask for us to extend it, it's really hard for me to get to him extend more. And that's something we're working on. But I know that's a weak point. So I know that probably hurt us in that class. But otherwise, he did good. And then on the rail and the walk jog lope, he had probably the best extended lope he's had all season. I mean, he was moving, he was extending, he was beautiful today. Like, his extended trots today were very floaty, very, very nice. And we got 6th out of 13. You know. And then our pattern classes, he frustrated me in our walk jog pattern because he did good. It was going beautiful. He had a okay 360. It wasn't terrible, it wasn't great, but it was good. It was decent. Probably scored a 0 on that, so that was good. Everything else was beautiful. His 180 was great. His stop, his back. Last thing we had to do is side pass over a log, which he has done how many times? We just did this pattern not that long ago that he won. And like, this is easy. And what does he decide to do but do the Mexican hat dance on the pole and just try to balance while walking on the pole instead of just straddling it? He's big. He has no problem doing that. No, instead he just wants to walk on the pole as he side passed. It was very frustrating because it was a very, very nice run, and we finished, again, there was like 13. I think we got 9th even with that. But, and then his lope class, I think he got 6th or 7th, something like that. Like, we just couldn't break out of those, or 5th maybe. We just couldn't break out of 5th, 6th, and 7th, which is really frustrating. And again, like, I show at a mild disadvantage with Larry, okay? So he is big, he's huge. Many people ask how big he is, how long he is, how much he weighs. He's a big guy, and I'm tiny. If most of you people don't know, I am only 5'2", and that is with my boots on, basically. I am small. He's huge. He's almost 16'2", 1,400 pounds. He wears an 84 blanket. He's like riding a semi-truck. And so we stand out. So again, a lot of judges love him or hate him, but he usually wows when he moves, because it does do it. He's very broke. He's very respected. This weekend, everything that was top 5 or like winning it for the most part was Rainers. And even my friends that I show with in our circle that are leading in ECHA right now, that are doing that, we all kind of pin around each other. Like, it's usually the 4 of us interchanging spots. They were even pinning low, but they were in like all over the place. And most people are like, they're just, some of the things that were being pinned in certain places, a lot of people didn't agree with. And again, it's judge's discretion. But it was a very deflating show. And I was very frustrated with Larry after our walk jog, that I just went back to the barn and let him just chill, because I needed to go breathe. And like with Kyle coming up, and it was a long weekend. And like last night, he had a little goofy moment in his low trail class, but I was expecting it, and it wasn't malicious. It wasn't like I'm not doing anything, paying attention or that. Like, he was tired. It's just a day. It was a day. I'm ready to be home. I still have a bit of a drive. And I'm sure a lot of other show people can relate that there's nothing more deflating and exhausting. Like, shows are fun, and we do this because it's fun. And this show just was draining, because it was a long night. By the time I got back and like settled in with him and topping off the truck and all stuff, like, I didn't get to lay down until like 11:30. Then I checked him at 3. Then I got up early because we started showing at 8. So I had to get him fed and walk around and stretch him and everything. So it was just a long show. It was a long show, and it was just a frustrating show. It just sets the whole mood when like a judge is kind of all over the place, and things that we think should be winning aren't, things that are winning, and there's no consistency. So it was just one of those shows. So that's where we're kind of at. We're both ready to be home. Again, it wasn't even that long of a show. It's a long drive for us. Like I said, it's about a 3-hour haul. We'll get home a little bit later than feeding time. He'll have an easy week, and then we turn around to Oswald next week. But it's just one of those shows that's a reminder of why I mostly compete in barrel racing, because you step out of the arena and you know what you did right and did wrong and where to improve, and that's it. You didn't go out there, have one of the best rides, and barely pin because they don't like that you're on a chestnut, or they're looking for something different. So one of those shows. So we're on our way home, and like I said, we're going to flip everything around and do it again next weekend at a barrel race. It's just going to be Boo and I. Allie might be bringing Vegas Saturday for the day to, I think, maybe for me to round out. We have to still kind of decide. But, and we're just kind of trying to do this final push towards Kyle. So hopefully these placings didn't mess us up totally. We're missing a double point show next weekend. There's another show that we can kind of get in before Kyle. So we'll just kind of see how things pan out. This wasn't what I was hoping for this weekend. So we'll see how we go. But yep, we will see you guys next weekend down in Virginia. And hopefully we'll have a little bit better time there and better luck there. But see you then.